Hi, this is Ryan with Automatic Comics, and I've got another unboxing I'm going to do. I guess the fact that I can keep doing these just kind of shows that I just keep buying too many comics. But these three boxes are from Very Gary Comics. I think a lot of you are probably aware of him either through Instagram or through YouTube. He's got a great YouTube channel. If you haven't watched it, I recommend checking it out. It's a lot of fun. I watch it, I think, pretty much all the videos. So they unfortunately had the 3 Men in a Basement comic swap canceled, and so Gary, I guess, was going to attend that, and because that was canceled, he started posting some books on Instagram, and so these are a few of those books that I ended up purchasing. So this is the first time I bought from him, and so here's the first one. So there should be a total of 4 books between the three boxes. 2 I bought because he was listing books kind of each day for maybe 10 books a day, and so just as they came out, I was checking them out and seeing if there were any that I was interested in. So this one should, I believe, just have 1 in it, and like all the other videos that I've done so far, packaging is great. I do really like this. So for, again, kind of some packing tips for people if you're buying and selling comics, I do really like these larger bubble kind of bubble wrap. They tend to take up more space, use a little less bubble wrap, and so the package overall weighs a little less. So if you're ever on that edge of the weight limit when you're shipping stuff, when the price increases, this is a good way to kind of keep yourself under that limit. Also, he uses the painter's tape, which I really appreciate because that makes it easy to open these. So let's see here. Got another piece of painter's tape. And this one. Okay, that's cool. So we've got a sticker that he threw in as well. So that's cool. I'll set that aside. So this one, I thought this was kind of fun to buy because in some of his prior videos, we saw the collection that he got this from, and then the process of sending it off to CGC, and then when it came back. So this is Tales to Astonish number 35, and so it's not the first appearance of Ant-Man. First appearance is number 27, but this is the first time that you see him in his kind of outfit. So I guess to say, first appearance of Ant-Man in costume, and this is a great key book. There's some discussion on which one is the bigger key. If it's his first appearance or the first time in costume. The first appearance definitely costs way more, but this is a kind of a cooler first appearance cover where you get to see him on there. Yeah, I mean, it's a lower grade. It's got, you can see this, big chunk kind of missing here, and then it's another chunk out of the cover missing down here. But overall, you can see everything real well, and you can see him, and there's no, big pieces out of the middle, or there's not a lot of creasing or writing. So yeah, really cool book. Never had this one, and I'm glad to get that. So then, let's see. This one feels like it just has 1 in it as well. So. Like I said, there were books being posted every day, and I always like to scan certain sellers on Instagram, and this one popped up as another one that I had actually seen in one of the videos, and again we've got another sticker and lots of bubble wrap that I can reuse when I'm shipping stuff. Here we go. Again, we've got some of this bubble wrap that has some of these larger bubbles in it, so this takes up more space when you're packaging, which is nice, just using less wrap. So this book is Marvel Tales number 1. So this is a 7.5, you can see here. So This is from 1964, so 7.5 is a really solid grade for this book. I think it's kind of an underappreciated book that's been getting a little more attention lately. It's been you've been seeing prices climb a little bit on them, and it's like you can see here. It's basically the retelling. I don't know if that light's in the way, but the retelling of the origins of a bunch of the kind of main superheroes in the Marvel universe. So you've got Giant Man, I guess a little less so, but still you got Giant Man and the Wasp, Hulk, Spider-Man, Thor, Iron Man, and then Sergeant Fury. So just a cool book. It's got a yellow cover, which I really like, and a nice grade, a 7.5 for a book from 1964. So that's the second one. And the last one here is a group it should be a group of 2 books. These are, let's see, one of them, I haven't had, I guess all 4 of these are books that I haven't had before. So I haven't ever had either of those 2, and then I also haven't had either of these, with one of them being kind of one of the big books that I've always wanted to have in in my own collection. So again, another this looks like, so this one's a magnet, so I got a magnet this time, and it's obviously it's a book that I think everybody is familiar with, at least one of them. The other one is more of a spec book based on some recent news with a Netflix series that's going to be coming out. So again, packaged real well, plenty of bubble wrap, and using the the painter's tape. So the first one, I think the one everybody is familiar with. We've got Amazing Spider-Man number 300, and so this is in a 9.4, and like everybody knows, this is the first appearance, or first full appearance of Venom, with the classic McFarlane cover that's just been stolen or swiped or homaged or whatever you want to say by just about every comic book artist out there. Despite Venom being another character that I really like, and when I first started collecting, kind of back in the late 80s, early 90s, was a character I always wanted to have. I've always only ever had, I think, his second or third appearances. I've never had a copy of 300. So this one will likely stick with me at least until I come across a 9.6 or a 9.8 that I can replace it with. But yeah, no, it's just a cool book, and real happy to have it. Then the last one I said was basically a spec on a Netflix series that's been announced, is Sandman #1. It's a super cool cover. It's kind of a creepy cover with just kind of the face looks like it's in kind of like smoke or sand, or kind of maybe a dream state or whatever you want to call it. And it's a 9.8, and just cool book. Just happy to get this one, and I'll probably be holding on to this one at least for a little while. Just see what happens with that show. You always hope that those shows turn out well, and just for giving you something else to something else to watch. But yeah, it's got a good first appearance. It's a first appearance book. The other big one in this series is, I believe, Sandman #8, which is the first appearance of Death. But yeah, so Sandman #1 and Sandman #8 are probably the 2 kind of biggest books to get out of that group. But yeah, happy to get this one too. So yeah, recap: Sandman #1, Amazing Spider-Man number 300, first appearance of Venom. Then Marvel Tales #1, 7.5, just kind of the origin stories of a bunch of the Marvel, key Marvel superheroes. And then the last one here was Tales to Astonish 35, which is the first appearance of Ant-Man in costume, and his second overall appearance. So yeah, a bunch of great books from Very Gary. And yeah, like I said, if you haven't checked out his Instagram or his YouTube channel, I'd recommend it. It's a lot of fun. Thanks again for watching.